What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 145. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by the fanboy himself, Phaneckswhy,
What's up?
the great Ace Attorney, aka the Cabbage Man, Ash Destroy 'em,
Yes, sir. Where are my cabbages?
and of course, we got the dominant, the Dressroom Master here, Bryant.
Live from the beach.
See, both of you got, all three of you guys got good shirts. I just got a plain white tee. You got the Pikmin shirt. You got
Hey there,
Vincent
Delilah.
here with Fan, and then
That's a dope
Cabbage
shirt. I
Man.
like that shirt.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
I got this from Box Lunch. If people are wondering about it,
Box lunch, yeah.
I don't get the reference.
Oh, you never
What?
watched Avatar: That Last Airbender?
You never watched Avatar?
No, I don't. I've never seen Avatar.
Oh, you
Oh,
gotta
what?
watch it.
that is a sin.
Yes.
I own it. I just haven't watched it.
Oh.
Own it. I mean, I get. Then thank you for supporting the show, but you gotta watch it, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. You gotta watch it. It's really, really good. Yeah. Even
Okay.
even Korra,
Even
like,
for a Nickelodeon show, it's good.
yeah.
No, I've heard great things for sure.
Yeah, that they have a movie coming out that's a sequel to the Last Airbender series, which is nice. Where they're all
don't know
older.
if you got Saul, bro. Don't know if you got
The
Saul.
movie? I thought it was a show.
No, it's a movie. So there's a new show also coming out as well.
Yeah, new show. Yeah.
But there's also a movie with Aang, Zuko, and everybody that's coming out.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Which-
I thought they were going to do a show with them in their young adult years.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no.
I thought it was a movie,
they're-
but you
they're-
might be
that's
right, unless they change
yeah,
it.
that'd be for the movie. They said it was gonna be a movie. The new show that's coming out though, that's gonna be a sequel to The Legend of Korra. Which let me tell you, man, the writers really just put Korra under the bus, man. Like, because at that given point in time, they're now considering the Avatar as the enemy of humanity because of the actions that Korra did
Yeah.
in her own show, essentially. So I'm just like, Jesus, okay, damn.
I mean, it's kind of basically how I feel like not everybody, but a lot of people feel that like Korra kind of messed up everything. I'm one of those people. Like I liked Korra
yeah.
up to
100%.
season 2, because then it's kind of like it made like a restart. I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. Let's talk different topics, because it's gonna be spoiler for Brian before
Brian hasn't even touched the show.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's
we'll
about
go
those
by
blue
that.
creatures, right? The ones in like the rainforest.
Yes, the blue
Yes,
creatures. Exactly, the blue
exactly.
creatures.
Oh, this is a
Alright.
movie. Okay. Legend of Aang.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. It's gonna be pretty cool. We get to see all the original characters. They're supposed to get the original voice actors back too. And
Nope.
the
Nope.
kid,
Nope.
no, they said
Nope.
all different voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm passing on that, because like you
I
gotta
was
have
expecting I was
Zuko's voice
expecting at
actor to
least
come back.
Aang. I
Yeah,
was expecting
Dante.
at least no,
He's on the IMDb,
Yeah.
but for some reason they casted Steven Yeun as Zuko's voice.
What?
that's weird.
No,
That doesn't make no sense.
Dante
Yeah.
is he's too like, I don't know. I'm
He's
biased
iconic.
too. Like I love him from Hook. That's when I first heard him, and then I remember watching
Look, the movie.
yeah,
Robin
Hook the
Williams?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rufio.
He
Wait,
plays
who did he
Rufio.
play?
Rufio.
Rufio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays somebody in Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Prince-
main
cool.
like rival, I guess you can
He's
say.
the main bad guy.
Oh, that's perfect.
Slash.
That's perfect.
Yeah, he's good on there. And he also got Mark Hamill plays the main bad guy.
Yeah.
And
I know
Chris
which
too.
one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just forgot which
Yeah,
one.
he plays Lord Ozai.
yeah.
Yeah,
Lord
Lord
Ozai.
of course.
And there's somebody else too. I don't remember. They have a good cast. They're a pretty good cast there.
A very good cast, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, we're a video game show, not a anime/cartoon show. Though we like anime
now.
and cartoon. Yeah, for now, right? Quite a few things I want to mention before we get into our big topic of the day. Some smaller news here and there. Starting with Metal Gear Solid Delta. Seems to have some performance issues, where for whatever reason it runs worse on PS5 Pro than PS5, which is not cool whatsoever. But Digital Foundry did a video on that, so you can watch their video where they kind of showcase that it runs like at a lower resolution. Frame rate's about the same, but lower resolution. And then PSSR is not doing a good job of upscaling it, which is kind of weird. But that is one of the things that I wanted to mention there too. Ash reminded me before before we started the podcast, is the Switch 2 dev dev kit issues, where apparently, supposedly, this is a huge supposedly, there's still a lot of developers that don't have dev kits, and they're recommending that they just release their software on the Switch 1. I don't know if I buy that story. I'm sure everybody here saw that statement online somewhere, and I'm not sure if
Yep.
I buy that story of people don't have dev kits, because we are starting to see a lot more Switch 2 games announced. And yeah, I just don't buy it. I think somebody just made that up and posted
I
it on
mean,
there.
if you want to say Jason Schreier made it up, I don't know.
Was it Jason Schreier that said that? I thought he.
Yeah, he was basically talking to people at Gamescom about like
Mhm.
when's the Switch 2 version coming out, and they were just telling him that that like they wish to make a Switch 2 version,
Yeah.
but they don't have the dev kits simply.
Okay.
So I mean, you can take the devs like word as a grain of salt, maybe
Yeah.
per se, but to me, like if Jason Schreier is the one that's reporting this, and they're saying that hey, there's a lack of dev kits going out to the third party developers, and that
Yeah.
to me that's a huge issue. And now this part here is what I will take a grain of salt, is that the third party devs are thinking that Nintendo's encouraging them to make it for the Switch 1, which to me they're thinking that's what they're coming from, which I don't think that's true. That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense to me, because the Switch 2 just came out. The damn console is like, did it already sold 4 million at this point?
I don't worldwide, more than likely, because it's 2 million in the US alone, and then I think it was at like 1.5 million or something like that in Japan. So like right there, that's just 2 countries. That's not the rest of the world. So I'm sure
Yeah,
it's beyond 4 million.
yeah, so I'm just like they're thinking, because they just want them to take advantage of the Switch 1 backwards compatibility, which, like, I can understand why they want them to do that, but at the same time, now it makes the development more complicated, because now you have to,
Mhm.
do certain developments when it comes to like uncapping the frame rate in certain areas and stuff. It makes it a bit more complicated. So at that point, just do a Switch 2 version all by itself, so that way you know that if it's coming on the Switch 2 version, you can let the floodgates open, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's just that's my problem with that. It's yeah.
I wonder if it also depends on the game, right? Like, if it's a game that doesn't require the power of the Switch 2,
Yeah.
you know?
But like
Like, do they need a dev kit right now?
I mean, who knows? I don't know. It's just that that was the question that Jason asked them, and
I
they're
know,
like,
but
"Hey, we would
but
like to
what
make
I'm
one,
saying
but we
is,
don't
like,
have it." So
if you're an indie developer, right?
yeah,
Yeah, Switch 2 just came out. They can't get dev kits out to everyone. Nintendo's probably prioritizing larger studios, with these dev kits, trying to, make the bigger name third parties part of the Switch, because that didn't happen on the original Switch. It's mainly indies that kind of carried that Switch.
yeah.
Now they don't have enough dev kits. I'm assuming a lot of these developers are smaller studios, indie developers, that Nintendo's like, okay, yes, you guys helped us out, but we need to cater to these larger third party studios. We'll get dev kits out to you as soon as we can, once we have them available, because they're probably making Switches for people to buy too,
Mhm.
right? So now they have to
Yeah.
like figure out what to do. So for now, just like, your game can run on the Switch 1. Like, it's not super graphic intensive. It doesn't require the performance of a Switch 2. Can you release it on the Switch 1? You'll still get access to all of the current Switch owners user base. And then once we start getting these dev kits out, you can test it on the Switch 2, and then, release a patch or an update to make it work or compatible with the Switch 2 with more features.
Mhm.
I mean, if I was an indie developer, like, would I yes, it'd be nice to get my game out on the Switch too, but would I want to, one, spend the money that I need to purchase a dev kit, because they're not giving that for free.
oh yeah, of
They're
course not.
buying those dev kits, right? And you're gonna have to fight all these other large studios for a dev kit. Or would I just like, hey, my game it can run on the Switch 1. Like, there's no problem. Why not release it on the Switch 1? Just let you guys know, like, hey, you know, here's the situation. we don't have a dev kit right now. We'll get one, but we want to get this game out, so it's on the Switch 1, so people can play it now. We know Switch 2 is backwards compatible with Switch 1 games, so you guys can play it, you know. And then once we get a dev kit, we'll throw in a free update, free patch, so that way you guys get unlocked frame rates and stuff like that.
I mean, I get what you're getting at. What's up, Geek? We'll be getting into that a little bit in a little bit here. I get what you're getting at, fan. My thing is, I look at like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound came out on Switch, and it's been optimized for Switch 1, but there is no bonuses to backwards compatibility on Switch 2, meaning you don't get higher than 30 FPS or a higher resolution, and that's something that's kind of like. Yeah, I'm not a fan of, because like now that you have the power of a Switch 2, you can easily play that at probably 60 FPS, 1080p, no problem, with a game like that. But you can't, because it's only the Switch 1 version. And similar to other games that might be available, you'll get a blurrier version. I guess one good example is Plucky Squire. Plucky Squire is one of those games that looks very like the lighting's not that great, and it looks very like washed out on Switch versus PS5, right? PS5 looks very, very good for that game, and that is an indie game there, right? So, like them not having those dev kits just makes it so they can't do that. But I don't know if indie devs don't have it, because I just saw, I'm not sure you guys saw, I think it was announced today. High on Life has a Switch 2 version now, which that I feel like the developers are indie, right? Like I don't think they're a big studio, if I remember. They're an indie team, so they have that. And then of course, yeah, you might have the more popular indie devs like the Silk Song developers. Was it Team Cherry, Mina the Hollower devs, right? The Shovel Knight devs. I don't know why I can't think of their name right now, but like they might have Switch 2. But I feel that I don't know. I feel that it's probably easier to access, and maybe developers just don't want to take that chance yet. But that's my 2 cents on that. We'll have to wait and see. I guess in a year's time, I think we'll really know if that's true. Because if we don't see a lot of games coming over to Switch 2 and they're skipping Switch 2, then that probably means that report is accurate. We do already have some games like Metal Gear Solid Delta, which I feel go on Switch 2 that I feel like should be on there, is not coming for whatever reason. And there's also a lot of weird situations, such as Final Fantasy 7. We do got it confirmed that it is 30 FPS on Switch 2, but running at 1080p on Switch 2, which means that technically speaking, it's a little bit better in terms of performance when compared to Steam Deck, which runs at 720p, and or rather 800p, right? And then you have a fluctuating frame rate, and that's if you're using max TDP versus limiting your TDP. So it is going to be a better experience on the Switch 2. I assume probably better quality from the looks of it. It seems to be a higher quality texture, somewhere above PS4, but maybe not to PS5 quality. So that would also put it higher than the Steam Deck as well. But that's like a game that I wanted to mention, because like stuff like that is it's still kind of disappointing. Like, give me the option for a performance mode. As of right now, they haven't announced that, but I would like a performance mode where you can actually go ahead and utilize 60 FPS, or even 40 FPS versus 30 FPS, which is kind of weird because the Switch 2 has a VRR screen. Let VRR be capable on at least in handheld mode. It doesn't have to be both handheld mode and dock mode, because we know dock mode you can't use VRR, but at least in handheld mode, let it be VRR capable. One of the other games that I feel that like it's one of those things that I feel should be better on Switch 2, and it's not, which I want to say we talked about it. Maybe we didn't. I don't remember if we did talk about it on last podcast. Is Elden Ring. There's no reason for Elden Ring to be running what seems to be pretty bad on the Switch 2. There's some video footage out there that you can see Elden Ring's running on there, and it's not the worst. It doesn't seem too bad, but I feel like we should be able to get a steady 30 FPS at least on the Switch 2. And another thing to point out too is it just seems that a lot of these games are not utilizing DLSS. There's not one game so far that has been announced that is using DLSS. I think Cyberpunk might be the only one, actually. But outside of Cyberpunk, it seems nobody else is using DLSS, which is another weird option. We'll have to wait and see when Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out, if they're utilizing DLSS or if any of the other games coming out from here onwards is using DLSS. But nobody seems to be using DLSS. We know Donkey Kong is not using DLSS. They're using a custom-made upscaling technique, but that's it. So the future Switch 2, still very interesting. We'll have to wait and see what happens there when it comes to that.
I just wanted to say that
Mhm.
Yacht Club games, Shovel Knight.
There we go. Yahoo games. I don't know why I forgot that. Good games. All their games are pretty fun. All right, let's go ahead and talk about what we've been playing before we jump into our main topic. I am actually going to start it off because I'm super hyped about the game that I've been playing. And I've been playing Trails in the Sky First Chapter. The demo is finally available on Switch. The downside to the demo, it's the Switch 1 version, not the Switch 2
Damn it.
version. So yeah,
Damn it.
you have to play the Switch 1 version. But that being said, it still looks great. It does utilize the power of the Switch 2, so you will get 60 FPS in there. You just don't get the upgraded
okay.
graphics fidelity that you would get in the Switch 2 version. But
I'm fine with that.
outside of that, like, it's fun. I gotta say, I'm very surprised at how much I'm enjoying the combat system. Where, so you get into combat, and you can choose to fight action RPG. So you're pressing the A button to swing around your weapon. B is to dodge, and then X is like your, I don't know what you would call it. You're kind of like, I forget what they call it specifically, but like you have a little meter. If that meter is built up, then you can do your X attack. But you can't use magic when in the action mode. So kind of like what it seems to be the way you go about the enemies is you fight the enemies until you stun them. Once they're stunned, you switch to tactics mode, which is basically turn-based, and that allows you to do a chain move or an extra attack, which is kind of cool. A chain move allows both of your characters to attack and it does like AoE damage. An extra attack just allows one of your other characters to do an extra hit to start off the turn-based fighting. And then from there on, it's like normal Trails in this the Trail series, where you can move around your character. You got to position them to certain areas so they can go ahead and do their abilities. Each ability has a way to kind of like go straight, or it might be AoE, like a circular, like around you, or it can be like a little cone in front of you, and so forth. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. There's so far, I'm maybe about an hour and a half to 2 hours in, and I gotta say, I'm liking it. The combat's fun. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about a hybrid of turn-based and action, but it's really, really fun. Highly recommend it. Again, the demo's on. It's the prologue, so you'll have that save data carry over to the actual game when it releases September 19th. So highly recommend it. This is probably gonna be a day one pickup for me because I'm enjoying it. Anybody else here gonna try
On
out the demo?
Switch?
On Switch, yeah, because I definitely
Yeah.
want the Switch 2 version.
What demo is it again?
Trails in the Sky First Chapter.
Oh yeah.
I haven't tried it yet, but as long as I know I get to play the game at 60 FPS at least, and I'm all game for it. So
Yeah, that was the only downside. But then I saw a comparison, and it's 60 FPS, and then I started playing it. I'm like, okay, it is 60 FPS, so that's kind of cool.
yeah, thank God for that.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like a Fire Emblem kind of situation, right? Like they're like kids in like military school or something like that.
Trails of Cold Steel is like that. That's that
Oh, okay.
series.
What is
Yeah,
this?
Trails in the Sky.
Trails in the Sky.
So
Okay. That's I think I was
Yeah.
mixing those up.
franchise. Yeah, same franchise. That one's they're military kids. It's like Final Fantasy 8, basically, right? Where
Gotcha.
they're military kids and they do the stuff. Trails in the Sky is man, I forgot what they're called now. You're basically like a mercenary, I guess, for lack of better words, where they hire you for jobs and you kind of work
An
outside
adventure.
of country bounds, right? They'll call on you to help. Like it might be a country might call on you to help them in something in their favor, or other people might say, like, hey, like, I don't know, I lost my cat, rescue it. That's not a mission, but I'm just saying, like, they'll do things like that. So they'll hire you. Like one of
You're an
the
adventurer.
where I'm at, I guess, yeah, you can say an adventurer, right? You're part of a guild. It's called the
Yeah,
Ellen's
you're an
Kids to me.
adventurer.
The Bracers Guild. There we go. You're part of that. Yes. So you just accept
Yeah, you're
like
big
cases
adventurer.
and you go on. So pretty neat. Story is I want to say like as of right now, it's early, right? It's very generic, like RPG. I really do like it. It reminds me a lot of like the Tales of series. You know, they have similar naming, but it does remind me of like early like Tales of like Vesperia, where the feel of it is going on. Not so much like the story itself, but the feel of it is very Tales of. But yeah, good music. Love the music. The remix music is great. You can choose between the newer remix music, a custom music, which I have no clue what that is. It's like a different variant of the same song, and then you have the classic song.
Oh,
Classic,
yay,
yeah.
classic. Love it. I always love
Classic's all
classic.
right, but they
Okay.
do a real good job with the new stuff that it's hard to go back. I've been switching
Oh,
it on
really?
and
Okay.
off to Switch, and the new remixes are just really, really good. Even the battle theme. If you remember, I told you I prefer the original battle theme. I think I prefer the newer battle theme now. There
Oh,
is,
they converted you. Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
it converted me.
Okay.
Like some of the instruments that they use in there is kind of like okay, like I dig what they're choosing to use in this remix. So yeah, good stuff. All right, Bryant, let's go over to you. You finished the game finally.
Well, I finished the story. I didn't finish the
Oh,
game
well, the story,
because
yes.
the finishing of
Well,
the
once
game
once he
for me.
tells us he's gotten platinum, then he's finished the game.
Yeah.
Correct.
Essentially,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that distinction is necessary because first let me talk about the story. The story ended up being very good. I was listening to a podcast earlier today where the first game is kind of all about preventing the last, I think it's called The Last Stranding. Like it's
Mhm.
about preventing like the extinction level event of the world, the universe, or whatever. And it's like once you have a game like that, how do you raise the stakes, so to speak? It's like, okay, the extinction of the universe. What could be bigger than that in Death Stranding too? And and what's kind of cool about it is that like what the last thing in it ends up being is it's a very personal story for Sam, and it's more about like kind of saving him in a way. I've found more. I mean, it involves other things too, but I would say the bulk of the story is mostly around Sam. And I think it's really told. It's told pretty well. There's a few things in it that bothered me. If you guys have played, I know you've played a little bit of Death Stranding, the original, James, but in the original Death Stranding, there are these parts where you are fighting against what's his name from Casino Royale. I always forget his name. His name's
Oh,
Cliff in the game.
Miles
The bad guy.
Mikkelsen's character,
Yeah,
or
Mads
Mads
Mikkelsen. Yeah,
Mikkelsen. Mads
you're fighting
Mikkelsen. Yeah.
against. Yeah, you're fighting against him, and you do it 3 times in 3 different arenas. And then in Death Stranding 2 on the beach, it's the exact same thing with another guy. It's 3 different arenas. With you have like these soldiers that come out that help him fight. It's exactly the same. It's like the exact same beats. And so I thought that was just kind of like, I don't know, lazy. Like I just wish they would have come up with something new than just repeating that same thing. The combat overall is better. The story is really good. It's just really good in a different way than the original game. Where I'm at now though is platinuming it, which I'm losing my mind. I'm almost at 200 hours for this game to platinum it. And what I learned recently was that you can one of the things you have to do to get a 5-star rating for all the different settlements in the game is you have to like deliver all these packages, fulfill all these orders. And I thought that when you fulfill an order once, that you can't do it again to get likes. And it turns out you can do it again to get likes. So I probably could have cut this platinum in half if I would have known that, sooner. But as is, I wasted a lot of time. So this is my list right here. You see this? This is the rantings of a madman right here. These are me trying to 5-star all the settlements in Death Stranding 2. Okay, this is the level of depravity that it is right now. So and the funny thing is, as you can see on the top, I think I wrote it. It says Australia up there. Okay, I still have to go to Mexico and do there's like 5 or 6 there I have to do after I'm done with Australia. So I'm at like 165 hours right now. And I'm pretty sure by the end of this, I'll be probably more than 200 hours. Probably it's consumed my life. But I have to do it because I did it for the original, and I do really like this game for a lot of different reasons. I do have my criticisms about it, as I kind of discussed earlier. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I also bought Shinobi. I forget what the subtitle is for that game, but I bought Shinobi as well because I got it on a good deal. Haven't played it yet, but I'm gonna get to that because Right now, Shinobi is looking like a great kind of carrot on the stick for when I'm done with this time sink that is Death Stranding 2 on the beach. And then I also bought Lost Soul Aside, so that's installing on my PC right now. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to checking that out and reporting back.
But there's a demo available right now, isn't there? At least on PS5.
I think there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is on Steam, I think too. Yeah, but I
Brian
bought it,
doesn't
so
like to
I
download
installed it.
demos.
That's true.
No, I
That's
don't.
true.
Yeah, I would if they wouldn't be permanently part of your history, and that just bother. And I don't want to hide it and all that garbage. So I would download demos if it wasn't for that. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been playing. Death Stranding 2, and then looking forward to moving on with my life very much.
You're not gonna finish Ninja Gaiden Ragebound?
I've been picking at that too, and I need something to vary up my time.
Yeah, and we also got Kirby that we mentioned earlier that came out.
I touched that a little bit, 60 frames per second, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, I think.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I mean, I finished that game. I got like 95% completion on it. It's a wonderful game. It's easily my favorite Kirby game, and I cannot recommend it enough. It's so good.
Now you got to do the DLC. What's the
Starcross
World? Yeah.
There we go.
Can you make the game hard, possibly?
What, Kirby?
There's like a easy mode and there's a normal mode. It's called like panic mode or something like that. Wicked mode. Okay, there you go.
Okay. All right.
So easy mode or very easy mode, basically.
I need some
really
sort
fun.
of
It's really
I need
fun.
some sort of like difficulty with the game, because like every time I play a Kirby game, I always find those games easy. I don't know what is with me with that. I don't know.
I mean, I thought the Rainbow Curse game was bad, but it's because you got to constantly be drawing the rainbow lines so that Kirby can roll on it, and you have to time a lot of that drawing. And I'm just not an artist or a drawer or anything like that, so made things
Well, it doesn't
difficult.
take art. It's just you're making them follow a path. That's
That's still part of art. Yeah, that's called path tracing. No, path tracing, I think, is actually something else.
Path tracing and
path tracing is ray tracing, dude.
Yeah. No, that is path. You're literally path and then tracing, right? So
let's see. Oh, isn't the like the Switch 2 update and the DLC come with the Switch Online thing that we have, or no?
no,
Is that separate?
No, yeah, it's separate. It's $20 upgrade.
I thought that was included. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope,
Alright.
only certain games.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
All right, Fan and Ash, what games have you guys been playing?
I recently started. I recently actually came back to Cyberpunk 2077, and for a good reason. It's because I actually got around and finished watch and finish Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Oh, isn't that a great show?
Yeah, really great show. And then like when I was looking like more into lore, they were already saying they were going to make a season 2, and I'm like, when is that going to take place? I'm like, okay, I'm letting them do whatever. But yeah, straight up. Yeah, I'm giving Cyberpunk 2077 like a 4th try, and like I'm like looking more into like the mechanics, because I want to make this game feel almost like Edgerunners, where I go into that mode where I'm like freaking going from point A to point B in like 2 seconds or something like that. I want to have fun with that, but I'm pretty sure you can't do that in that game or something like that. I don't know. I have to like experiment a bit more, but I want to do more of the hacking stuff on the side, like hack the cameras, hack this guy's Neuralink, hack this, hack that. I want to do all that stuff, So I've been having fun with that. And then Clair Obscur. I've been done with Act 2, obviously, but before I even get to Renoir, I'm just completing all the stuff I need to do. At this point, I'm at level 80 with all my characters, so I know for a fact I can like one shot the final boss with no problems. But I'm not going to get satisfaction out of that. I need to, first of all, I need to take care of that big ass giant snake that's in the air.
That guy's a pain.
Yeah, that dude literally takes away your AP or action points, whatever you want to call it, and just obliterates you sometimes. Like, I mean, for me, I'm a guy that this says parry or die. So
me too.
I die a lot, essentially. And when you defeat him, you get a picto to where whatever action you do, it doubles the amount of AP. So when you do like a normal basic attack, you get back 1 AP, but with the picto, you get 2 AP, which is great. Am I going to use it? It depends, because other pictos easily get you up to 9 AP with no issues. And I'm pretty sure this particular picto, what I get from the dragon snake or whatever you want to call it, it's probably going to cost you a lot of Lumina or something like that. So who knows? And
you're
I'm
going to
just
use
working.
that when you do Endless Tower. You're going to need every advantage that you can if you're going to do Endless Tower. Just trust me.
Maybe, dude, but the basic Pitos, like energizing parry, because I parry a lot, along with energizing start, which that already automatically gives you an extra AP. It just makes it a lot more easy for you to get up to 9 AP without the need of that Picto. I feel it just really depends on the skill level at the end of the day, right? So with that being said, I'm still doing a lot of stuff. I'm still doing side quests. The only 2 side quests I completed so far is SKAs and Monaco's. I really like Monaco's side quest a lot, actually. I'm focusing on Miles' side quest, which is funny enough. There was one thing that stopped me from completing it, and that's taking care of those painted spikes. In order for you to get rid of that, you got to get at least 3 lost gestrals back to the camp, and the guy will be like, "Oh, let me give you this new ability where you get rid of the painted spikes," and then boom, you got that, and you go to the area where such and such or a certain person will be at, and then you have to get rid of the painted spikes and stuff. So there's that. But yeah, I'm at level 80. My goal is to try to get up to 1 million damage, which so far the highest damage dealer is obviously my Verso, and the highest he was able to get up to was like around 743k and stuff. So I'm just experimenting. Pictos are fun. Everything's great. I'm just trying to like hopefully 100% this. I won't get a platinum because I'm not playing this on PlayStation. I'm actually playing off of Game Pass, so technically through Xbox and everything. So
You get all the achievements.
Yeah, I'm trying to get all the achievements and stuff. I think I'm like 60% done, I think. So but yeah, hopefully I get all the achievements before I beat the game and everything. So it's so far I'm loving it. It's fun. Love every bit of it. So
Nice. What are you, fan? What you been playing?
Not much really since I got back from my trip. Mainly just a little more Bonanza every once in a while.
What'd you play on your trip? Just Bonanza or anything else?
I played Bonanza, and then I did that Adventures of
Elliot,
Elio?
Oh,
Elliot?
Elliot? Yeah.
I did that, yeah, Adventures of Elliot. I did that demo.
What'd you think of the demo of that?
I liked it a lot.
Same here.
Like, I was playing it, I was like, man, this is a fun game.
Yep.
And I can clearly see like it very much like Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm. And you see, it's definitely Zelda mixed with like Secret of Mana. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot, and after I got done playing it, I was like, man, I want to play the whole game. I don't want to have to wait till 2026 for that game to come out.
Yeah, I kind of wish the demo was just a little bit longer.
Yeah, same here.
But I get it that they just want to like have you try it and build up the hype.
Yeah.
I think these don't want to mess up this release. That's why they released the demo that early to begin with. So
Well, it's the team, right? They always do that. They'll release a demo, or they release a more like a prototype demo, right? And then they
Yeah,
ask for your
prototype demo, yeah.
feedback. And then after that, they release the actual prologue demo, so you'll be able to play it for like 3 hours or whatever. And then that your save will carry over. They did it with Octopath. They did it with Triangle Strategy. They did it with Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler 2, and then of course now this game. They're not doing it with Zero, it seems, but like I'm excited for this game. This game is gonna be a hit, I think, next year for sure. Hopefully, at least. But it's nice.
I'm thinking the game might be a sleeper more
Yeah.
than a hit. Because the game, I'm pretty sure the game will be good, but I don't know if it's going to be picked up by a good amount of casual,
That's true.
like good amount of the casual audience. I feel I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be for the casual audience, but I think the people who, play real games, they'll enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna mention one thing before we move on to our main topic, and I just completely lost my train of thought for whatever reason. Anyways, if it comes back to me, we'll go ahead and talk about it.
I wanted to mention one quick thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember, like one of the one of our big topics was about like the lack of upgrades for Switch 2 and how it prevented me from upgrading Sonic X Shadow. What is it? Sonic X Shadow?
Sonic Cross Shadow Generations.
Generations. I couldn't think of the subtitle for some reason. Yeah. They put it on sale today for $30, so I bought it.
Same. I just did too.
The Switch 2 version is on sale?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, the Switch 2 version.
I didn't know
Not the
that.
deluxe
Okay.
version, which is the one I wanted, but I just wish listed the deluxe upgrade. So when that drops, I'll grab that too.
Oh.
It's $11.
Yeah, I know. I bet it'll go down to like 6. I'm
There-
in no rush.
There is a pretty good sale that they got going on in the Switch eShop. I was looking through it, and I was
Yeah,
like,
there is
"Oh
good
man,
stuff.
there's some good stuff there on sale that I want to pick up too." So it's on sale for like 2 weeks. There's a lot of stuff on sale for 2 weeks, which is pretty cool. So definitely take a
I
look
bought
at the eShop.
Gundam Breaker 4. I bought Mobile Suit Gundam, that other Gundam game, that remake game. I bought
Oh, the
that.
Gundam Seed Destiny one.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I also bought Cyberpunk because that was on sale for like 10. I think it's $10 off or something like that, and
Oh.
I pulled the trigger.
I forgot. There was one. I gotta try this out, but I might guess I marked 2077 on my Switch too because I didn't know there was a cross save feature with this game.
There is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
That's
Your
insane.
achievements don't move though, which is kind of stupid, but it is what it is.
I mean, if I'm playing on a Switch 2, there's no achievements anyway on it. I mean,
No, but I'm saying is like, let's say
Yeah.
you played like a big part on your Switch 2 and then you went to your PS5 and played it, like the progress
yeah.
you made
I see what
doesn't
you mean.
like, you know what I mean? Like if you made progress to point B and you're supposed to get a trophy at point B, then you move over to your PlayStation to start from point B to point C, you don't get the trophy. Like it's
Yeah,
not
makes sense.
retroactive.
You know, there was
Yeah,
a
makes sense.
game. I'm trying to remember. There was a game like that on PS5 that did the same thing, and I got super pissed at that
What,
because
crossplay?
no,
Or
like
cross-save?
yeah. So there was a PS4 version, and then when I went to PS5, it like didn't give me so that you get a new set of trophies on the PS5, so you don't get any of you got the PS4 trophies, but you don't get those same trophies on PS5. I don't remember what game it was. I remember I
I
was
think
so
it was
upset at that.
It wasn't Horizon. What was it?
No,
Was it Horizon? The Horizon
no,
remake?
I don't think it
No?
was Horizon. No. I gotta look through it, but I remember I was so upset that your trophies didn't come over. I was like, man, oh well, it is what it is.
I'll
I'll
say
look through it later.
I'll say this much: like, if the console wars are truly over, which a lot of people are saying it's over because of the Gears of War reload coming out on PS5 or something like that, I would like to see more cross saves be more available for
Yeah.
like more games
Yeah.
and stuff. That would be so dope.
Yeah.
So I'm playing on my Switch too, and I'm like, dang man, I really want to play this on a big screen TV, but a better frame rate. Then I'll play this. Then I'll play on my PS5 Pro or something
Yeah.
and the save just comes over. Like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be a game changer for me, man. Because like, I don't know. I mean, I hope it's possible. I hope it's feasible. It'll
I
be
think
great for me as a consumer.
Assassin's Creed also supports cross progression. So like if you have Assassin's Creed, I don't know, let's say Mirage for example, if you have that on PC and then you play on PS5, your save data will go back and forth because
I wonder.
it saves to Ubisoft Connect.
That's what I thought. I think they have to have their own like data storage solution in order for that to
Yeah.
work, which is why Cyberpunk 2077 was so easy to do because CD Projekt Red already had their own solution to begin with,
Yeah.
you know. So
The downside to that, like for preservation, I guess, sake, not yes and no, not really, but like that save data is always on that server. It's never in your console.
it will be great if they'll allow you to just like literally download the save before like the server leaves, you know.
Yeah.
I hope they can let you do that. If not, then that sucks too. So,
Mhm.
but who knows? It's definitely an idea. But let's
Yeah.
see if it works out for both businesses and us consumers because hosting your own server for saves does cost money, of course. So there's the feasibility that needs to meet there. So yeah,
I'm thinking of buying this grip on Amazon. I shared it out on Discord. Fam 3D printed some grips, and it's just like I need it a little bit bigger to hold. And there's these ones on Amazon that apparently are really good, and it's like $30. I'm gonna let you guys know the name of it. I believe I shared it on Discord. It's the Savage Raven Neo Grip. Savage Raven by Skull and Co. Neo Grip, and it has like 3 different attachments. Apparently, it's a really good one that a lot of people are not talking about. But I'm gonna try those and see how that works. Because I need like the grips that the fan 3D printed me work better than what the Switch has, but I need something a little bit bigger and maybe more at an angle because of the way the Switch thumbsticks are of how small they are. I need something maybe a little bit more angle. So
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think the Switch 2 is perfect ergonomically. Perfect. It's as if God's hand created it and handed it down to Nintendo and said, "Here, everybody's going to think this is the most comfortable kit ever made."
it is leagues better than the Steam Deck, man. What you mean?
For
Yeah,
people
obviously.
who are listening to this podcast or watching this podcast and haven't been listening from the previous episodes, Brian's being sarcastic.
I'm being very facetious indeed.
That's
Yeah.
true. It's good you put that out there because you might get a lot of hate.
My opinions would be like, what is this guy talking about?
We should have
He's
left,
the one that's been
that out
complaining
just
about
because.
about the Switch
Yeah, right.
joysticks for like since the beginning.
I'm gonna have to clip
Yep.
that without context. I'm gonna just end it right there before Fan actually says something. And
Exactly,
see what comments say.
Let's get the controversy going. Let's see what happens.
I actually
Oh.
sleep with the Switch 2 attached to my hands. I have like these special gloves that are like it's so comfortable. I sleep with the Switch 2 in my hands.
You wish everything was the Switch 2. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Everything had the
yeah,
back of
everything.
a Switch 2. Just
Yes.
that's it. Like
You know, it's kind of funny how Brian put us on these gloves that he's wearing now. It's hilarious. I even got some in my kitchen now. It's crazy.
What do you mean now? I've been doing this for like 2 years.
no, it's like
now that you're
last
on
year or
the,
something
since
like
you've
that.
been
He
on
put me
the
on.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh, I put you on a
those
year
gloves
ago.
are
Yeah.
nothing new.
No.
Like people in other countries do it all the time.
Not
No,
here.
You
not
watch
in America.
K-dramas? Like
Not in America.
No,
you watch
no, I
K-drama?
don't.
You
no, I
you
don't
go
watch
to an
K-dramas.
Asian household and they be wearing gloves.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. That makes me feel good. Yeah, for sure.
I've been to Asian households. They don't
Yeah,
really
but
wear
like,
gloves,
have you gone to an Asian
but-
household where
But
they're
they
doing
wash them hands
where,
though. They wash them
yeah,
hands.
but have you
Yeah.
been in an Asian household when they're eating stuff such as like crab?
No.
You
No.
know, where they're like breaking
No.
it like on like the floor with newspaper laid out. No, yeah,
No,
they're
no.
using gloves to do that because the marinades and sauces will stain your hand.
Makes sense. Okay.
Interesting. Good to know. But like I
Enough
was
about
mentioning about that controversy, we'll go into something that's controversial. The title that I put this video is Clair Obscur, the new Final Fantasy. Didn't mean the title to be controversial, so I feel like a lot of people are gonna look into that title and be like, "What do you mean? It's the new Final Fantasy. Nothing will replace Final Fantasy."
It's
I don't mean
clickbait.
it in that way, and I don't really mean it to be clickbait, but it's more of the discussion we're gonna have here because a report just came out where they said that Clair Obscur is basically the what would you call that? That's not the subtitle, right? That would just be the title, or what would you say that?
No, I think Clair Obscur is like the series.
The parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parent.
Like
Well, because I would say like
yeah, like
where I'm trying to get at that is Clair Obscur is now the name of the series, I guess, for lack of better words.
like
And then-
Tales
correct.
or Trials.
Right.
Correct.
You know,
So it's
Clair
a-
Obscur is going to be taken in that context.
yes. And then Expedition 33 is kind of like the subtitle of said series.
Correct.
My question for everybody is with them saying that, I think we all knew they were going to develop another game because this game's a hit. And I would like them to continue that. And I feel that them making this hit is going to cause people to go back to the drawing board, like Square Enix, and be like, hey, let's go ahead and go back into turn-based, even though they've already been in turn-based with Octopath. Let's maybe bring Final Fantasy back to turn-based. Let's look at Final Fantasy 13's combat and see how we can build on that. Because for cinematics, 13 looked great. It's a turn-based
Mhm.
game. It's just, I guess you could say the lack of anything else to do in the turn-based is what people didn't like, especially the auto mode. People who use auto.
I never heard people
hated it.
complain about the battling in that game. I liked auto
Yeah.
because really I didn't think 13 had to do with the actions. I thought it more had to do with your paradigms and like choosing the right paradigms. That's where I got the fun out of
Yeah.
it personally.
Yeah,
See,
same here. Yeah.
I didn't like auto. I manually chose every single ability, and that just I liked it because it had me doing something at all times. I just didn't like using auto at all.
That's fair.
It's kind of like 12. Like a lot of people use the gambit system in 12, and they put the character they control. They gave them the gambit system, so like, oh, the game just plays itself. So I didn't do that.
not
Like
smart
I did
enough.
all my abilities and everything. Where the gambit system I only use on my party members. That was it. But going to Clair Obscur, do you think it's going to be more? And I know Brian, you're the only one to finish the game. Do you see it being more of a like multiple sequels, or is it more Final Fantasy style, where maybe different stories under the Clair Obscur name?
Ash, how I know you beat Act 2, but like did you go past that to see like what happens in the story after you finish Act 2? Like did you had to have so
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
if you
like
wanted to,
especially that one scene. You know what I'm talking about with
yeah.
with the one that starts with the A. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
have an idea on what they're aiming for that. If anything.
okay, so if you wanted to right now, you could go to the last part and finish the game, right? If you wanted to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So with that being said, Ash, I think will have a decent idea of what I'm talking about, and I'll try to keep it as broad as possible,
Yeah,
just because
Geek
I know
said
you
he beat
folks
it
haven't
too,
finished
so
it.
he knows what you're saying.
Oh, so he knows too. Okay, cool. So the thing about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is that it reminds me a lot of Attack on Titan in a way, and I don't know if I've made that comparison on this podcast before, but it reminds me a lot of Attack on Titan, where the whole game, the entire thing, you are focused on this one goal, and that's defeating the paintress so she stops writing the numbers. And the game at the end of it throws that upside down and backwards. Like, that is not what the game is about at all. Like, it is, but it's not. And it reminds you a lot of Attack on Titan that way. And it's just because Attack on Titan, you think of the first season of Attack on Titan. We're going back to anime now. It's about these people that get trained to go out into the field and kill titans, and then get to Aaron's dad's basement, or Aaron's basement, I guess, and to try to live their life and stuff. And then by the end of the show, it almost has nothing to do with Titans. Like, you deal with the main Titans pretty much, like the 8 or whatever, but beyond that, like those minion ones, like they're gone for the most. I mean, they're not gone, but they're very much pushed to the side. Whereas in the first season of the show, they're everything. Like,
Yeah.
that's what the whole show is about. And that's kind of what Clair Obscur is about, or how the world opens up in Clair Obscur, like when you find out what actually is going on. And the game has, like, it almost gives me goosebumps to think about kind of where they can go with this, knowing what the story could be once you find out what actually is going on, because I wasn't expecting it. Like, I kind of had some inklings about where it was going a little bit, but then when it got revealed, like, what is actually going on in the world and what everything is, your mind just kind of starts spooling up all these different sequel ideas and where it could go. And so I think it would be sequential. I think that Clair Obscur would kind of be this world, and then the like inner workings of the world would be part of Clair Obscur. I don't think it's going to be like a Tales of situation where it's like you have Tales of Destiny and then Tales of Rise, that all they share is like, similar combat mechanics and stuff like that, but the stories are totally different. I don't think it's going to be like that, because I think the world that they establish in Expedition 33 is interesting enough to carry on for at least a couple games. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah,
Maybe it could be more like a Breath of Fire type situation, where kind of the same character within the same universe.
I haven't played Breath of Fire.
yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Breath of Fire has the reoccurring. It's a Zelda, basically. Same characters. They're kind of like
Around different
reincarnated. Yeah. So they're reincarnated. So then you play through them. Hence why the main character is always blue hair, Ryu. But yeah, I mean, do you think that's a better strategy for a game than something like Final Fantasy, where they get to start off scratch, like fresh, from scratch, brand new world, brand new story, and just like combat, or you prefer it to be like sequence? Because my fear always is, and it's always a fear when you have a really good game, how do you top that really good game? Because sometimes you get the sequel, and the sequel's like, oh, it's just the same thing. Maybe a little bit more, but that's about it, right? That's kind of my fear when it goes to Yotai. It's like, I love Tsushima, and I feel like going to Yotai, I'm gonna be like, okay, it's just Tsushima, just Yotai, right? And maybe you felt that way with Death Stranding too. It was like, oh, this is just Death Stranding, just Death Stranding 2. Where Final Fantasy, I remember growing up and playing it, I was like, oh wow, it's a brand new world. So brand new story, brand new everything. While yeah, there's similarities in the combat, they changed it a little bit. I just liked it. It was just brand new everything. So you had to learn the lore of the world and so forth, which I really liked about that. Fire Emblem's another franchise where every Fire Emblem minus a few Fire Emblems actually take place in the same universe. It's always different. So I'm always excited to see, oh, how is this world going to play out different from the previous world and so forth. What do you think about that, Bryant?
I think there's a place for both of those kinds of games. I really wish that you finished Expedition 33, because it would be such a good conversation to have with you if you knew what happens in the story. Because if you knew kind of where it's going, I think you would have you wouldn't be as worried as much about it being like a Death Stranding 2 situation where it's just the same thing but more. I'm convinced that given the story events that happen in Expedition 33, that it'd be so much cooler than just that.
I feel like all he needs to do is beat the Pantress, and you already have an idea on what's going on.
Correct.
You know, like literally, because
that's
you
what
just
the end
beat
of Act 2,
Pantress.
right?
Yeah, that's the end of Act 2. Beat the
Yeah,
Pantress.
A bunch
and
of story
you
stuff
get your
happens,
answer.
and you find out for the most part.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm in, like I said, I just got to the first
I'm getting-
area. What's up?
I'm getting Full Metal Alchemist vibes.
From
Like, an
Expedition?
alternate- yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I'm talking about the original one, not
the original.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, the original. I could see you say that. Yeah, not Brotherhood.
Both are good. I like them both in their own
Oh, yeah,
unique
I agree.
way.
I agree.
I was gonna give it a comparison, and then once again, I lost my train of thought there. Geek says he thinks it would be okay because they left so much on the table that can improve with the next
Absolutely.
one. And he
Oh, I
also
don't-
said your
oh.
Attack on Titan analogy was a good analogy
Thank you.
for that. Yeah, I mean, I gotta continue that. I did continue it for a little bit, like one day, and then I told you guys I got back into it, and then I completely just forgot everything. I didn't remember which was the parry button,
Parry
which
it.
was the dodge button, and everything. I just kept getting hit. I was like, you know what? I hate this game, and then I kind of like stopped.
No.
I don't really hate it. It's just like I gotta relearn it again and get into that. But I definitely gotta finish it. I want to finish it. It's just I'm so angry at my ROG Ally X. It gets me angry with how slow the download speeds are. Like I don't know what's going on with it. What's up?
A nuke comes flying in.
Even
like,
hardwired?
I was like, parry it. I'm like, parry what?
Even if your Ally X is hardwired, it's still slow.
It's still slow, no matter what.
Yeah, because isn't the memory,
Yeah,
or the storage or whatever.
yeah. Like when we were doing the Gamescom opening night live, I had it here the whole time, and probably it took an hour or so for how much did I told you? It was like 2 gigs to patch 2 gigs. It took 2 hours. That is ridiculous, and that's just patching. That's not even downloading. I had downloaded it, I think, like the night before, and I was like, "Come on, man! Like this is not normal. I never used to do this, and it just started doing this." I want to say at least since I moved, that's when I noticed it. But like since I moved, I didn't download any new games. So yeah, it's very, very annoying. And I do want to get back there. But I am curious to see how this pushes other devs too into going back to turn-based. Because I've always said I like turn-based. I think turn-based is fun. Octopath Traveler has fun turn-based combat. I was just talking about Trails in the Sky first chapter. It's a cool hybrid where you have action and then you switch into turn-based. And even when you're doing turn-based, the mechanics are not just, press attack, let it attack, wait, and so forth. It's no, you get a walk around on the map, similar to like Dragon Quest 11. But then when you do your abilities have different like areas they can reach. Again, one attack is a straight line, so you can attack all your enemies in a straight line. So you might want to walk all the way to the right and then hit them in a straight line. Now, mind you, there is a small like bubble. You have a small area you can go. You can't just go all the way to the other side of like the arena that you're fighting at just to go and hit them. No, you have some movement space that you can go to, and you're confined to that movement space. So I do like that because it gives you a little bit more of an interaction approach to the turn-based combat. Of course, Clair Obscur did, or Expedition 33 did kind of like a different path. They just added parrying mechanics, and then the stain system is pretty cool as well. Being able to go ahead and like get the different stains when you're using like the magic and stuff. Or what was Verso's? The
for Lune specifically,
yeah, it's
and
for
then,
Lune
Verso is like the grading.
Yeah,
Verso's
the
like
grading.
grading.
Which is kind of cool because it's like different things you got to focus on. And I do like how they tie in almost like, oh, these characters have different classes. So therefore, their way they reach these extra abilities, I guess, for lack of better words, is by doing these little small set stuff, which is kind of cool. And
They're all very different
and rewarding. It's very, very rewarding. And I think that's what people want in a turn-based game as of right now. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Fan, are you gonna continue playing Expedition 33 or maybe not yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna like. I put on the back burner to play all these other games, but now I got to get back into it. I really need to finish Last of Us Part 2. My wife's been getting on my ass about that.
Oh, is she watching you?
Well, no. It's because we don't watch the show until I progress further into the game.
So it's kind of yes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind
She's
of a little
like,
bit.
hurry up, keep playing it, so then we can watch the next episode.
So are you watching it first and then playing it, or the reverse?
No, I play first and then watch.
How do you know where the episodes end?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't. That's the
Okay.
fun. I just
Oh,
have
okay,
to
fair
make
enough.
a good guess and
Okay,
hope I
interesting.
spent enough time. I mean, the games kind of progress in a story in beats,
Episodically,
so
yeah.
so you can kind of gauge like
Just play an
what's a good
hour.
spot to
Each
start.
episode's an hour, so that means each
Yeah.
segment should be an hour.
Yeah,
Like-
Just
obviously,
kidding.
Like, I
it's
stopped-
equating, yeah.
Where I stopped is I stopped at the movie theater, like when the
Mhm.
after the TV station battle. Like I stopped at the movie
Mhm.
theater, and then when we watched the TV show, the last episode ended at the movie theater. So like I stopped perfectly like right there. So
Now,
I'll
are
just
you
have to
going
keep playing until the
to
next sequence.
are you going to stop because obviously the show
Show's
doesn't
over,
finish the
yeah.
game. Yeah, so are you
I
going
know.
to stop and then wait for season 3?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, no, better yet, will your wife stop and wait for you to do season 3?
Yeah, I mean, if
Okay.
season 2 is only, let's say, half of part 2, because I don't know, like let's just say it is half of the game, then I will leave that game at half completed until season 3
Okay.
Is
starts.
it like
and
half?
then
I feel
I'll
like it's like
pick up.
a less than half,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
I'd say it's close to half.
Yeah.
Okay, like a third.
Yeah, give or
I would
take.
say, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'm fine with that. Like I'm not like in a rush to beat the game.
Mhm. There's something I want to mention before we end the podcast. Anybody got any last thoughts on Clair Obscur being the next Final Fantasy? Do you think that this will carry the torch now as the supreme turn-based game that everybody looks to?
Or
I mean,
really?
I wouldn't go that
people,
far.
Are people really calling it the next Final Fantasy? I feel like
No, there's some people that
Clair-
He's
are
just trying
out
to do a
there.
I feel
video
like
title
Clair
act.
Obscur's
He's
its
trying to get
own thing.
engagement.
Oh, I was about to say, it was like, yeah,
There
I
are
don't
there
know
are
about
people
that.
online, of course, they have their way of saying things. I don't think so. I think Final Fantasy is still different. Like
Yeah, right,
Final
yeah,
Fantasy
too
to
different.
me, and why I always like Final Fantasy a lot of it is the music. Like no matter what Final Fantasy game,
Expedition's music is amazing.
it is. Yeah, I know it is, but like I'm saying, like
Okay.
it's different music. Like when you compare Soken's music in 16 to Expedition 33, I don't know. Like they're different versions of music, right? Or different types of music, and I just prefer like the way Soken does his music to the world and everything like that, to the battle theme, to just everything going on in there. There's some songs in Expedition 33 I really like, and there's some of them that I'm like, it's all right. It's pretty cool. But I feel like in 16 specifically, like I feel like I like 90% of the music that I've heard
Oh, it's
so
a
far.
masterpiece. That soundtrack's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I mean, I think again, there's room for both of these things. Expedition 33, as I've said before, it's my favorite game of all time, for a multitude of reasons. And even I wouldn't say like, is this the next Final Fantasy? Because I mean, Final Fantasy is 30 years old. Is it 30 or over 30 years old at this point? So there's a vast body of work that has gone into making the legacy of Final Fantasy, whereas Expedition 33 is one immaculate game.
Yeah.
And so, once they have like a few under their belt in this world, and maybe it'll just be like 3 games, like maybe it'll be a trilogy, then they'll move on to something else. Like, so I think even from that perspective, we don't know how long this is going to go. So it's hard to compare it to Final Fantasy. I'm trying to think of a game that you could compare it more to like The Last of Us or something, because that's going to be probably 3 games, and then maybe Clair Obscur is only 3 games. But if this goes, I mean, I don't see this going for 30 years, this storyline. Like, as amazing and there's lots of potential there, I don't see it being a 30-year story. Like, that would be very impressive if they can make like 20 games out of this story. But Final Fantasy,
think
that's
video
an
games will
advantage of having a
crash
game.
before 30 years.
Yeah, probably. So
everything will
it's,
be pay to play or not pay to play, but like pay to win or
you pay for those
microtransaction,
Pictos.
everything. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you died? We'll pay $10 and you can try again in the same battle.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? Oh man,
I can imagine that.
But it's just
they can leave with that. Hell no.
or they'll just make it more NES style. Like, oh, you died. You either pay $10 to retry the fight, or you start all the way back from the beginning of the game, where you have no save data or anything like that. Like, that'd be brutal. honestly. That'd be very brutal. But yeah, I get your point on that. Like I try to see it more in the direction that I guess you're right. It is hard to compare, but when you think about it, I guess at the time of Final Fantasy, that was Sakaguchi's Final Fantasy. He didn't know there was going to be a 2 or a 3 or anything beyond that because literally he was like, if this game doesn't succeed, then he's screwed because none of his other games
Apparently,
succeeded.
that's a what you call it, like a fate, not fate, like a
Mhm.
that's like a lore thing. But in actuality, I watched the Danny Dwyer documentary of Final Fantasy 14, and he says
Yeah.
in there that story about it being like their last shot to make a good game, it actually wasn't the reason. That's not why it's called Final Fantasy. It's actually called Final Fantasy because they wanted something. It was something with like translation or something like that, like something that Japanese people could it would translate well to English or something like that. It actually
I
wasn't that
thought-
story.
Oh,
but
actually, that actually makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
'Cause
So,
I'm also studying this
with
Japanese
that,
language, and sometimes
I'm gonna
it
have to
could
double
be
check that
lost.
because I thought there was an Icons episode. Remember Icons from G4? They
Yeah.
did. I thought there was an Icons episode, and that's where that came from. Because they like interviewed everybody and like they kind of like did all this, and I thought that's where the Sakaguchi quote came out. That was his last go at it, and that's where Final Fantasy was a
I
hit.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up that because in my head at least I could be misremembering, but in my
That was
head
my
that's
lore too
where
for a long time too.
yeah, because I love Icons. Like Icons was a great show on G4. If you guys haven't watched it, um the Miyamoto episode was great. The Uematsu episode was great. And there's a few other ones that were great, man. Old school G4 was pretty cool. They had some cool shows on there. But yeah,
Morgan Webb.
I wonder if it was on there. Yeah,
Morgan
X-Play,
Webb.
right?
Morgan Webb.
X-Play was great. Like I
X-Play,
loved
Adam
all of
Sessler.
their
Olivia
like,
Wilde.
reviews,
Olivia Wilde.
everything.
No, Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn, sorry.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
what Attack of the Show. I think it was
Psylocke.
called
Yeah.
Attack of the
She
Show.
plays Psylocke.
Psylocke. Yep.
But I'm gonna have to double check that and see. But like I guess back then was a little bit different, and I would assume so. Developers weren't even sure of sequels back then.
Right.
Like,
Well, or if they did, it would be like a Super Mario Brothers situation where it was like a completely different game. I mean, I know in Japan they did that 2 and it was just a harder version of 1, but like
Yeah.
even Zelda 2 was totally different than The
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda and all that stuff. Like they
Yep.
did different things.
yeah, even Star Fox 2 was different. It just never released until now.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with Clair Obscur. And yeah, I gotta finish it so we can have a spoiler cast and talk about the
Yes.
ending. Ash is close. If I pick it up, fan, then that means you definitely have to, because that means I picked it up.
I know.
He's
So-
like, yeah, man, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it would be nice if there was a Switch 2 version. Like that'd be a cool game on Switch too.
I mean, they're considering it.
I'd buy
They
it.
just- yeah, they're considering it. I think it's not fully confirmed, but they're considering it. I think that there was like a interview about that. So
and do some Mario costumes in there. It'd be cool to have your character dress up like Mario.
Like a Mario mustache with the hat or whatever.
Yeah, why not? The homage
Yeah, why not?
to like Mario and Luigi series with all the action based combat
There you
and
go.
everything like that. There you go. That'd be pretty cool. Oh well. We'll have to wait and see. Last thing before we end the podcast, I did want to mention, because you mentioned TV shows and games. I think we mentioned it a few times, quite a few times in this episode. Has anybody here watched Aliens Earth?
I've not. I heard it's good though.
Heard it.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
Okay, I've been watching it with my wife.
never heard of it.
Never heard of it, so you gotta watch it. If you like the
Mhm.
Aliens series, watch it. I've been watching it with my wife. Amazing show. I think it does a good job, and this actually makes me want to play Aliens Isolation, which is supposed to be really good. Everybody keeps saying it's
Scary.
really good. Yeah, exactly. But like after playing this or watching this show, I was like, man, I kind of really want to play that, because these episodes, I didn't know how I was gonna feel about this. I was afraid because it's like, oh great, it's a movie series on TV show. Usually it's not as good. Production value is very low. It doesn't like mimic the high quality of movie scenes. But no, every episode has been very, very good. The aliens themselves, like not just the xenomorphs, there's different aliens that they show, are pretty awesome to kind of show. It's pretty gory. So if especially there's one alien that does some crazy stuff, like there's crazy gore in
Oh,
this.
they got HBO money, huh?
Yeah, like, and I think it's an
What was it, an HBO show?
FX. No, it's on Hulu.
Oh, FX. Oh,
I don't know if it's
okay.
FX or Hulu or both, or maybe it's on Hulu but FX is I don't know, but it's crazy high production, like very very good. I highly recommend it. But it just made me think about Alien Isolation, like kind of want to play that and give that a try. And yeah, maybe they should make more games like Alien Isolation because there's a lot of good horror games that are coming back. We got Resident Evil 9, of course, Silent Hill F. Um, what's that other one? Chrono something?
Chronos? Isn't Chronos?
Chronos.
Or is it just called Chronos? Okay, yeah, Chronos. That one's another one that I've been interested in. I think it's a pretty good time to just make a horror game because they seem to be on a roll there. So another Aliens game in the vein of Alien Isolation would be pretty dope, especially with newer technology because that was a PS3 game, I think, right? Or was it PS4?
Alien Isolation?
Yeah,
I think it was 4.
was it PS4? Okay,
And
so
Xbox One.
was it okay? So PS4. So I guess maybe not. I mean, current consoles could probably do some great stuff. I liked Returnal, kind of like the setup they had there. I thought like everything was very good, and I remember playing Returnal for the first time. I was like, man, Aliens would be a pretty cool game to have with the whole space thing and everything like that. I don't know. I like. I hate to say this, but like I like how Dead Space was, and I say was
Oh, yeah.
because Dead Space is no more because they don't want to remake
Dead
2
Space is
or
dead.
anything like that, and
Don't
it
remind me.
sucks. It sucks, but I like the atmosphere of Dead Space, maybe to an extent a little bit more than Resident Evil, just because I like sci-fi stuff, right? I like all the space, all that stuff, and I also like, the horror games. So like blending those two in, I was like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. This is a blend that I never thought I would like, and I loved when Dead Space came out. So yeah, just wanted to mention that real quick before we end the podcast.
Isn't that a new Chronos game coming out soon?
Yeah, that one
It's a
is
Blooper Team game.
Yeah, I think it's
Or Blooper Team.
October. Let me see.
I thought that was a September game. Like I think it's like coming out next
is it
week or something.
September?
Maybe.
Oh wait, what? Hold up. So I'm just making updates here. Let me see.
Yeah, that would be my
Oh, wait,
my
something
my last chance to enjoy another good Dead Space like game.
Chronos the New Dawn. Oh yeah, you're right. September 5th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's soon.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, and I'm like, do we know? Yeah, that's coming to Switch too. But it's not a game coming physical or just another game key card situation.
It might be.
Probably
I don't know if
keycard.
it's physical. It might be digital only.
Oh, it is digital only. Fair. Okay, at that point, I'll just get it on. I was gonna get on PC then. Okay.
Doesn't say anything on here. It's releasing on Mac OS, Nintendo Switch 2, PS5, Windows, Xbox Series X and S, and
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah, that's
keycard
it.
based on the box art.
Game key card. Lame. Everything's a game key card. Sucks. I'll probably still pick it up on Switch 2 anyways. Just digital. Cool. Well, that's everything that we have for today. Definitely leave it in the comment section below if you're watching this on YouTube. Give us your thoughts. What do you think about Clair Obscur Expedition 33? What do you think the future of the franchise is? I'm excited for it to continue, and I'm always happy for just more good turn-based games to be coming out. And it's nice to see that there's still a lot of new people getting into turn-based games because of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. So I think that is pretty awesome there. We will be back tomorrow. We're gonna play some Sonic Crossroads. The beta or open beta starts, and I've heard some good things. A lot of people are saying it's really, really good. Some people are saying they like it more than Mario Kart World. I don't know if they're trolling or what, but that's
That's interesting.
yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I don't know. Like there hasn't been any Sonic game. I like Transform, but there hasn't been any Sonic game that I've liked more than a Mario Kart that came out around the same time. So I guess we'll have our thoughts tomorrow when we're playing that. It's supposed to be cross-play, so I don't know. Do we all want to just play it on PC or we're just gonna play it on whatever platform? I guess we'll have to figure
You
that
said it's
out.
crossplay?
It's supposed to be, but I gotta double check that. I don't know if the beta is crossplay. I would assume so.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I'll
'cause I can
double
do it on
check that.
PC.
Yeah, because if not, yeah, I guess we'll all do it on PC. If it is crossplay, then we can just do it on whatever platform we can download it on. So. Cool. Appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. You're on Twitch. Like I mentioned last time, we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So definitely, if you want to hear the audio version and don't want to see the video version, maybe you're not paying for YouTube Premium, go ahead over there and listen to us on there. Fan, where can I get you at? Or catch you at,
Yeah, you
rather?
can catch me at you can catch me at Phaneckswhy at Twitch, YouTube, X, all the socials.
What about you, Bryant?
At red_so_deep on Twitter.
What about you, Ash?
At Astrostorium on YouTube.
And as always, you can catch me right here. Like I mentioned, we'll be back here tomorrow with some Sonic Crossworlds. And yeah, we'll catch us back again next week for the podcast. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.